eighth graders. How are you doing today? I miss you guys. I miss seeing you and talking to you in our classes. Welcome to my dining room. I wanted you to meet couple of my family members. This is Lexi. She was a rescue. I've had her, she's about 6 years old, 7 years old. And then Franklin, come here, Franks. Franklin, come here. This is Franklin, my elf dog with his own little personal mohawk. He is a rescue as well. So if you see them hopping in and out, you'll know who they are. Sometime later, I'll have them do some tricks for you. All right, guys. All right, you guys, first of all, I want to thank you. Everybody is doing a great job turning in all their work. I'm so proud of you, and the work is done really well, includes details. I'm really happy with what you are turning in. You are awesome, 8th grade. I wanted to cover a little bit, summarize a little bit of what we have read and a little bit of what we will be reading. I hope you liked the video I sent out on Texas, the one you did the bullet points on. Texas is definitely a very unique state. And what I'm going to summarize for you is going to pretty much cover chapter 16. Again, it's a pretty simple chapter. And it has, by the early 1800s, Spain controlled much of the southwestern United States. And each area had kind of a distinct culture that has influenced modern American society. And even here around town in Westchester, we have street names, La Ciénaga, which means the swamp. And when it rains really heavily, there's an area where La Ciénaga goes down and it becomes flooded. We have Palos Verdes, right? Green sticks. We have all kinds of Sepúlveda. We have the Casa Dominguez, Rancho Dominguez, a lot of influence, Spanish influence in our area. But after several attempts to overthrow Spanish rule in New Spain, revolutionaries were finally able to win independence for Mexico. And by 1821, the Mexican government was trying to get people who were willing to follow specific laws to move into Texas. Remember one of the concepts we talked about. You have land, but if you don't have people to occupy it, someone is going to take it from you. So Mexico let the people come to Texas. However, they had to follow 3 main laws. They had to become Mexican citizens, they had to support the Catholic Church, and they had to obey Mexican laws. And so Mexico did not have slaves and did not want to be a slave state. And many of the Americans that did move into Texas, which at the time was owned by Mexico, did not follow these 3 simple requirements. And the Mexican government tried to strictly enforce the laws, but it angered a lot of the settlers in Texas, and it kind of prompted them to fight for their independence from Mexico. So one of the first key issues for the Republic of Texas was to decide if it should join the United States or remain independent. Kind of like what Puerto Rico is today. Every once in a while they vote. Does Puerto Rico want to become part of the United States, or do they want to remain independent? President Andrew Jackson didn't want to go to war with Mexico over Texas. We had been through enough wars. Our economy had taken a hit. So he didn't want to admit another slave state. Remember, we talked about the delicate balance in the United States. They wanted the same number of slave states as free states. So no one wanted to disrupt that balance because that would really create a lot of chaos and a lot of problems in the states. So he decided to recognize Texas as an independent nation, and this was in 1837. And then in the 1830s and 40s, settlers attracted by the fur trade, which was extremely profitable, and natural resources began making the difficult journey to the Oregon country and California. And you've all played that game, the Oregon Trail, and a lot of it is true to history. There were many hardships. Of course, there were no real trails. They were going over mountains and rocks and covered wagons, and God forbid if your horses died, pretty much that meant your death. And so they encountered Indians, a lot of problems on the way. And people, though, began to take trails such as the Oregon Trail, the Santa Fe Trail, a system of trails, not like roads or anything that we know today, but it soon began to connect to the American West, to the eastern United States and Mexico. So there came an influx of people, and of course, we know Texas became a state eventually, and this again begins to fulfill the prophecy of MD. You know what MD is. Let's all say it. Manifest destiny. So this is part of what the United States believed. Everything is falling into place. More settlers are coming. We're expanding west. All we need to do is deal with the problems that come along with it, such as slavery, getting there in the first place, following and creating laws, things of that nature. All right, well, I hope this helped, and I will be making another video very soon. Have a great afternoon. Love you and miss you guys. Bye.